Story of the World, Volume 2, Chapter 4. The Byzantine Empire. Part 1. The Beauty of Constantinople. Several chapters ago, we read that the Roman Empire got too big for one emperor to rule all alone. So the Roman Empire was divided into two parts. The part of the Roman Empire that still had Rome in it was called the Western Roman Empire, and the rest of the empire became known as the Eastern Roman Empire. Its capital city was called Constantinople. When the barbarians flooded into the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire fell apart, and the Eastern Roman Empire lost land to the barbarians too. It shrank until the Eastern Roman Emperor only ruled the land right around Constantinople. But the Eastern Roman Empire survived. Today, we call this last surviving part of the Roman Empire the Byzantine Empire. We call its people Byzantines and their emperor the Byzantine Emperor. The Byzantine Empire was at first small because the invaders had taken so much of its land away. But then strong, warlike emperors began to reconquer some of the land that had once belonged to Rome. Eventually, the Byzantine Empire spread all around the Mediterranean Sea. Constantinople, the capital city of the Byzantine Empire, became the biggest city in the world. It was larger and richer than Rome had ever been. Imagine that you're walking through the streets of Constantinople. The road beneath your feet is smoothly paved. The Byzantines know the Roman art of making good roads out of rock and cement. People push and jostle you from every side. There are almost 1 million people in this one city. Many of the people are dressed like Romans in togas, which are white robes draped over one shoulder and belted around the middle. You pass beautiful shops selling silks, jewelry, and all kinds of food. Peaches, almonds, peanuts, grapes, fish, bowls of hot lentil soup, and cups of white kidney beans cooked with sage and onion. The smells of fruit, meat, and soup mix together and float out into the street. Suddenly, you're feeling very hungry. You don't see many children on the streets. "Where are all the children?" you ask the woman passing by. She's wearing a beautiful blue wool cloak edged with gold thread. "They're in school, of course," the woman answers. "We have schools for all children, even the poor ones. The little ones are working on their reading and writing, and the older students are reading the great books written by the Greeks and Romans. Our children have better things to do than run around in the streets." "Excuse me, I've got to go. I'm a lady in waiting to the Empress, and I've got to get to her palace right away." "Where is the palace?" you ask. The woman laughs. "What do you mean, the palace? We have 14 palaces in Constantinople. The emperor and his court have 5. The ladies of the court have 6 more of their own. And we even have 3 palaces for people who work for the emperor. But you can't go inside them because you're just a commoner. If you want to see a beautiful building, go visit our biggest church, the Hagia Sophia. It's right up there." She points to a huge marble dome up ahead of her and hurries away. You walk towards the dome. The top of the Hagia Sophia shines bright white in the sun, and the walls glow red. The dome in the middle is surrounded by smaller domes all around it. You make your way through the main door. Sunlight is everywhere. The church has high windows all around the top of the walls, and the whole ceiling is covered with pure gold that glitters in the sun. The stones of the walls are all different colors: purple, green, crimson, and white. Columns rise up all around you. Even Rome never had a building as beautiful as this.